Hey guys, it's the Melody 5. I'm back to more Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, where first sickness causes me to put this series on hiatus, and now frickin' exams. Anyway, last time, we discovered that the Master Sword had sealed us in the Sacred Realm for 7 years, allowing Ganondorf to take over all of Hyrule and we become an adult. But we have been instructed to rescue the 5 other sacred sages in order to combat against Ganondorf, and with a little bit of help of a mysterious Sheikah named Sheik, we have reached the location of the first of these sages we need to rescue, and the next dungeon of the game. The Forest Temple, where we start off against 2 wolf foes, and if you remember, I didn't... Damn! Okay, I was just about to mention the Master Sword does do quite a bit more damage than the Kokiri Sword, but I didn't think that much! Okay! Well, as for the Forest Temple itself, and by the way, you can use the hook shot to sort of cling onto foliage that you can climb, which makes you go a bit faster. I don't have the best history of the dungeon. It's not my least favorite dungeon in the game. You all know what that one's gonna be. But I always remember getting kind of stuck on this dungeon, because for this dungeon, you need to have a lot of small keys on you in order to progress, and I think it's kind of easy for me, at least from my experience, to miss a key, where sometimes I can just get stuck upon finding another locked door, and have to, what the hell's with this camera? And have to do it all over again. So before I tried to kill a gold Skulltula with, the hook shot, but it didn't work. So, let's see. Okay, it works there! So yeah, it's not some sort of changed 3D made. For some reason, that one gold Skulltula in the Kokiri Forest just doesn't like to get killed. So there are actually also quite a few gold Skulltulas in this dungeon as well, so it can easily increase my numbers. I still need to check what the number for the next reward is in the House of Skulltula. It's probably 20, but I'd still like to fact check that stuff. Anyway, speaking of small keys, you get one right here in the first room, which is basically your sign that you're going to need a lot of these. Like, I'm just going to say right now, you essentially need 3 small keys before you can even make any, like, significant progress in this dungeon. That's how many locked doors you're going to come across. Anyway, in this room, there is a Skulltula up here, but the hookshot can also be used to kill them, where you don't even need to hit them from behind. You can just stab them right in the face. And this is where we get to basically the main gist of this dungeon, when we enter what is the hub room. The Poes have stolen the light from the torches, which means we cannot use that elevator, which straight up, that actually is what takes us to the boss room. So now we need to find them, and I feel like 3D did a little bit of a better job for handling the atmosphere of the inside of this place, because in 3D, this room was much darker looking, which kind of fits how this place is actually supposed to be kind of creepy. I always kind of got like a haunted house vibe from this place, but when we get to some other rooms, you see it's more of a castle, and new enemy! This is a bubble. I know I've mentioned something kind of like this before in Twilight Princess, but it is a skull that is on fire, and it is called a bubble. It makes no goddamn sense. You can stun it with the hook shot, and then they just jump around like that. I'm trying to hit it, though, but for some reason it wasn't working very well. And there, they go down pretty easily, but what doesn't go down so easily is what lies in this next room. Another new enemy! Stalfos! They are pretty strong. They like to shield most of the time, but when they attack, they let their guard down, which lets you hit them. They also have a jumping attack, similarly to you. Obviously, it's best just to fight one at a time. I'm hoping this isn't going to be a pain in the ass, though, that other one trying to get in on the action. There, okay, he went down pretty quick. Luckily, they aren't like the ones from Twilight Princess, where you need to blow them up, otherwise they come back to life. They just die forever. And how did I get hit there? I wasn't even standing in the way of his sword swing. What the hell was that? And I can just sneak around him. I've never actually seen you able to do that before. And okay, come on. Why are you sidestepping? Okay. Now There, okay. I think Stalfos are the worst defenders of enemies where you have to kind of wait around to attack them. That's making me kind of remember, obviously, Igor Raptor's sequelitis on this, and I remember that was a point that I kind of disagree with, but it's taken me until now to kind of more understand what he was getting at there. Anyway, that is another small key, and I gotta go a bit more of a roundabout way to get the third small key that we need in order to progress. So there are hearts in these pots, because I would greatly appreciate it. Yes, and a fairy! Okay. There's another empty bottle. We still have that milk. That milk is still very much fresh, even after 7 years for some reason. There, another fairy. Makes me feel even more safe. But whatever. Anyway, we need to go back to the hub room where I need to do something that I technically should have brought up back in the previous episode. It was something that I had to cut out when my capture card started glitching out, and I had to obviously put 2 recordings together. Because in this room, we need to go... I hear a gold sculpture. I hear a gold sculpture. I knew there was one within this room, but I didn't think it'd be this close by. Okay, I might have to look for a bit later. If I miss it entirely, I don't have to go too far back. I want to go with the direction where the purple, I'm getting my colors mixed up. I swear I'm not colorblind, and it's been a while, so I forget the frickin' Song of Time. Whenever you see one of these blocks, you need to play the Song of Time in order to get rid of them. Okay, there. I always like to think that those blocks are, like, displaced in time and that the Song of Time just puts them back to their time period, because there's really no explanation. Wow, the Master Sword has a lot of reach to it. There are giant Dekubabas here, and also an Octorok as well, which we can easily kill with the hookshot. The hookshot effectively has become our new ranged weapon for now, because we don't have the ability to use the slingshot when we're an adult. This is what I more mean where it looks more like a castle sort of area, this outside part, because if I can go into first person... You can see there's, like, castle walls here, but I would have preferred if it was just, like, a creepy Luigi's Mansion style thing, because that's what I always follow this place as. Anyway, where we need to go is here, where we got these skull waltulas. And I remember this part takes quite a long ways to sort of climb out, because it's quite a tall wall, and you got 3 of these things to kill, and I'm always worried that I'm gonna miss, and instead it's gonna latch me on right where they are, and I'm gonna get hurt. I think you can just barely kill this one. I think you can. I know I've seen people kill this one from down here. I might have to get closer though, which is annoying. I decided to say fuck it and ignore the guy and just went right past him. Anyway, for some reason, they lock you in this room against this bubble, like if some kind of mini-boss or something, when it isn't. It's a very easy to kill enemy. And doing so will create another chest to spawn, but it's a big chest, so it can't be a small key, right? Right? Come on. Of course not. It's the dungeon map, which is very good because this is actually also a pretty big dungeon as well. And I gotta go for the entire explanation again. So we head over this way, and it takes us to the other side of the dungeon, which also has an outdoor area. And I wanted to attack him. Okay, I believe there's also a skull wall, yes, here. And then we want to use the hookshot to latch onto this thing. Or not, I could have sworn these things you could latch onto with the hookshot. Unless I'm thinking of... Oh my god. Not this red switch here. Unless I'm thinking of Majora's Mask. Because I definitely know there's some targets like that you can latch onto the hookshot. That causes the water to drain out there. And there's also a gold sculpture over there, which would be very nice to get. I think there's actually some foliage we can sort of grab there. But luckily I can get a safe landing by landing in the water. But I still have to deal with this guy. There's an Octorok here as well. I don't remember that. Just died. And I realize I am close to dying myself. Okay. Now, please, you die as well. So, again, memory serves me correct. Oh, no. Now I remember. It's not that there's foliage. You can latch onto this treasure chest because it's made of wood. Place the freaking cursor right thing. Because, like, it seems to it just, like, jumps ahead. What the hell? Well, never mind. I know there's another way to get to that spot anyway, so it's not a big issue right now. We can go down here, which takes us down to a sewer area, and I meant to roll there. And luckily, they gave you hearts. Oh, thank God, hearts. I guess we need them now. And this is going to take us to where the third small key is. They don't really have a good reputation for their keys, so they decided to put them down in the sewer. And now that we have 3 small keys, we can return to the hub room and make our ways to dealing with those Poes that stole the torches. Pretty sure this takes us back to the other side where we first came in from. Hopefully, and I hope I do not get attacked when getting out here. Is there anything up here? No, it's not. Where we want to go is you want to head left from where you enter, and that's where the first locked door is. Essentially, what's going to happen is we're going to go around like a big loop around this whole place. There's another Skulltula there that we can just easily kill with a hookshot. There's not even much point of them being here, really, when they're not really a threat to us. As for this room... Okay, yeah. I want to make sure I do not get hit by you. I'm gonna just kill you right now. Now, I think there's a gold Skulltula somewhere in this room. I know there's some sort of secret around here. The bigger focus is the puzzle. Do this right? Yes. Okay, this is what I'm thinking of. You see these arrows? Navi! There are arrows painted on the floor! Yes, good job! You want to push this giant block in the direction where these arrows are pointing. Gotta walk around in order to start pushing it. So it told us to push it down, then to the left from our perspective right here, and then to the right from whatever perspective it will be when we go over there in order to use as a platform to get up. There's also a ladder that we just revealed there. Okay, so if I... Yes, I can! I can slightly clip through the wall and... Oh, okay, I pushed it too far. There. That should be enough. And then once I push it here, I'm gonna have to walk around again in order to complete the cycle. And I know that this isn't the only block that we have to push in this room. I know there's another one up that ladder. We've got to do a similar puzzle. But hopefully when this is done... Okay, yes, this has been being pushed. I would have liked it if they had like a little like sound effect or something to signify that you can't push it any further, like it hitting against the wall or something, to make this a bit easier to follow. But once we push it down here... There. I remember when I got stuck on this dungeon a lot when I first played 3D. I ended up going back to this room a lot for some reason, so those like Doritos-looking arrows always kind of stuck out in my mind because of that. We gotta go up the ladder first. I'm getting things mixed up. I thought the ladder would be something else, and that we had to sort of deal with the block anyway up here, but it should be here? Yes. At least we kind of... Whew, okay, at least we kind of saw what we needed to do here. Hopefully I'm doing this right. Okay, yes it is. Another very, very long pushing. Okay, we're done there. Now we're gonna have to walk around again. Very exciting puzzle we're dealing with here. Oh, I actually think, yeah, I think now is when we gotta go back. And then push it forward, and then it will go down in that gap, and we use this to climb up and move onwards. Yeah, so once it's pushed down, climb up, and then climb up again, and that should take us to the door to the next room. Okay, just making sure. And yeah, okay, another ladder, and then to another door. Eventually, once we're done climbing this thing. Yes, this part. Probably the most standout feature of this entire dungeon, partially because of Navi just pointing out the frickin' obvious as soon as we enter that door. Go. Do not go underneath him, please! There. Once we unlock this door and go through it, This corridor is all twisted! I know, Navi! Yes! I think they do some sort of weird development trick or something to sort of do this twisting effect. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe something like Boundary Break could do that, but watch for the shadows of monsters that hang from the ceiling. At least Navi's actually being useful there. Navi is warning you about a new enemy around here. If you stay around in this room for too long, you have to deal with wall masters. They come down from the ceiling and try to grab you. Just make sure you keep moving so you won't have to deal with them. Now this room is important because there's one of the Poes. But they disappear. We can't actually do anything about this yet, so we gotta move onwards to our mini-boss battle against another Stalfos. This guy can walk in the frickin' air. You can't, so don't try going over that hole, otherwise you're gonna get dropped down. I don't actually know where it drops down to, because I've never actually tried it myself. Just again, follow the same strategy you did with those other two Stalfos, and you should be fine. This one's a little bit trickier, though, just because you got less room to deal with the damn hole in the middle, but once he's dead, I wanted to try and get these pots open and get some hearts first, because we're not done yet. 2 more Stalfos show up, and it's just like the fight we had before. Just hopefully... I do not want to use up a fairy on this. I do not want to use up a fairy on this. I can't see where he's going. I don't want... Come on. Will you attack, please? Will you attack me, please? Oh my god. Will you... Thank you. Now... Come on. Oh, for God's sakes. Oh, why? There, okay, he's dead. I'm gonna get some hearts. So I really need... I'm taking a lot of damage throughout this dungeon, so... Hit the pot! Hit the pot! Yeah, I'm too tall! The crimes of being an... Oh, God! The crimes of being an adult. You cannot hit pots when you want to smash them. Maybe it's symbolic of how you don't get to do a lot of the... You don't get a lot of the freedom you have as a kid anymore. Okay, now I'm prepared. What? Okay, he does come back. That did not happen with the ones before. Why? You know what? I'm gonna go full Twilight Princess on you. I don't like cutting in boss fights, but since... Okay, no, it's time-based. You have to kill this other one as fast as you can. I did not mean to use a spin attack, but that's probably gonna weaken them. Yes, okay. Like, that is like the one instance where the whole Stalfos come back to life thing applies. That's so weird. I've never had that happen to me, and I've never seen that happen to anybody else, so I thought that literally was just a thing they introduced in Twilight Princess. But of course, as this was the mini-boss, we now get the dungeon item, and I just realized I clicked for the chest. You found the fairy bow! Of course, this is essentially our adult equivalent of the slingshot. Press C to take it out and hold it. Giggity. As you hold down C, you can aim with the control pad with reverse camera controls, which I don't like. Release C to let fly an arrow. That's a very oddly constructed sentence. But whatever. Now we got the bow, of course, we could do it. I wanted to put it down. I want to keep the hookshot on the side because I'm still going to have to use the hookshot quite a bit. Now that we got the bow, there's so many ways of dealing with puzzles and enemies that we could not do before, including how to deal with this asshole that has been bothering us. Because... Now this is a bit tricky. You want to shoot these That's the tricky thing. You can't be directly looking at the painting, otherwise they'll disappear. Again, with the reverse... I press down. There, you want to shoot the paintings, but you can't be directly looking at the paintings, otherwise they will move to another one. Oh, I don't think this counts because I'm technically facing towards the stairs themselves. Yes. Once you destroy 2, there's nowhere left for them to run, so they cannot teleport away from this one. And now that we have, I guess, revealed them, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. We can fight them. These Poes are, I think they're called the Poes sisters. They're all girls, and they all have very interesting names that Navi can reveal. This is Joelle, one of the Poes sisters. Aim for when she appears. They fight just like any other Poes that we saw back in Kakariko Graveyard. You have to wait for them to appear, again, after they attack, like a lot of other things, and that allows you to deal damage to them. Very, very easy. They're not really like mini-bosses or anything. They're more just basically glorified regular enemies. It just, to make this go faster, I would kind of recommend using jump attacks, just as long as you position yourself right. I think it should be one more hit after that. Now I've done technically 2 damage with that. Come on, please! I don't want this episode to be too long. And... yes, there. Now that she's dead, that torch will light up, which will also mean that the torch that she stole the fire from in the hub room will light up as well. And that's what we're going to have to deal with in order to take care of all the Poe sisters and be able to open our way up to the boss. That also gives us another small key, which we need to progress onwards. To where we need to go is just go straight back through the mini-boss room again. Luckily, we do not need to use a key for this. And funnily enough, we are already at the location of the next Poe sister. Yeah, they crammed the 2 of them right next to each other, but I'm gonna say right now, it's gonna be a bit of a while before we deal with the 3rd one, and obviously by extension the 4th one. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna finish off the 2nd Poe sister, and then I'm just gonna end off the episode, because I feel like if I do any more, it's gonna be a really long episode. It's granted, kind of warranted after I had to go on hiatus for like about a week, but whatever. And then this one, again, I always find it's a little bit finicky with where the game sort of detects if you're actually looking at the painting. I think it's just based on wherever Link's facing when you pull out the bow, not so much where he's facing as you're controlling the direction of the bow. It's kind of odd like that. Anyway, I only remember the names of one of the Poe sisters off the top of my head just because I find it kind of funny, but you are Beth. Yeah, they have very normal names for Zelda standards. And okay. Okay, I thought you were going to reveal yourself. I think if I just use 2 jump attacks, this should go faster, because I'm pretty sure they just have, like, equivalent of, like, 4 HP. Okay, no, it's, like, 5 or something then. So would you please do your little spinny dance again? And then I will kill you because you're a rubbish dancer. And I believe we get another small oh no, it's a big one! Okay then, so I guess I can do the outro as we do this. So, next time on Floating Arrows! So next time on Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we're gonna continue through the Forest Temple. I was not expecting to do this one in a single episode. You got a compass being pierced by an arrow. So take care, and I'll see you guys next time.